Good evening, everyone. Those here in the audience and those at home who are watching over our local TV access. My name is James Stack, and I'm serving as acting mayor at this time. The mayor is traveling. He expects to be here about 6:30 or so. Roll call shows that all members of the council are present. We'll take now a moment to pledge allegiance and silent prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. Item number 4 is the reading of the minutes of the previous meeting, which was attachment 1 in your packet from June. Is there a motion or discussion on any item?
I'd make a motion to accept and place on file.
Motion by Perky,
Second.
second by Dolan, to put these minutes on file. Is there any discussion on any items? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, item 4. To those who are present in the audience with us tonight, we have a visitor speaking procedure, and that is if you would like to speak, we ask you to address one of the aldermen who are here, and you will have 5 minutes to discuss the item that is of interest to you, and that should include any rebuttal that you might have as well as your opening remark. All right. Number 6 is Mayor Verwink's report, but he'll be giving that later when he arrives. Now, there is item number 7, is appointments. And I just received that this afternoon. Okay, thank you, sir. The mayor has made these appointments to the Board of Review. Alex Hewitt appointed for a 5-year term expiring 5/1/2020. To the Police and Fire Commission, Christine Downhauer, appointed for a 5-year term expiring 7/1/2021. To the Board of Zoning Appeals, Lee Gossick, appointed to a term expiring 11/1/2017. To the Wastewater Treatment Commission, Pete Jennings, reappointed for a 5-year term expiring 6/1/2021. Planning Commission, Shane Burkhart, reappointed for a 3-year term expiring 5/1/2019. Library Board, Andrea Galvin, reappointed for a 3-year term expiring 7/1/2019. Ann Zocker, reappointed for a 3-year term expiring 7/1/2019. To the ADA Advisory Committee, Deborah Stensberg, reappointed for a 3-year term expiring 5/1/2019. David Farnbaugh, reappointed for a term expiring 5/1/2018. Industrial Development Commission, Lee Albrecht, appointed for a 4-year term expiring 4/30/2020. And finally, to the Redevelopment Authority, Jennifer Gossick, appointed to a term expiring 2/1/2018. Your wishes, Alderman?
Motion to approve.
Second. Motion second to approve those items. By the way, while I'm here as the acting mayor, which is the position that's outlined by law, I will refrain from any votes that the alderman might take. Thank you. Let's see. We have next all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Sue. All right. Item 8 is to consider a resolution designating officials authorized to declare official intent under reimbursement bond regulations, and that is attachment 2. Mr. DeSorsi, can you give us some instruction on that, please?
Sure. The Department of Treasury, basically the IRS, that governs tax-exempt financing, does not allow expenditures to be reimbursed from bonds and note proceeds, basically our borrowing on an annual basis, unless you declare official intent within 60 days of that expenditure. Basically what this resolution is doing is designating that authority to me to declare which expenditures we could reimburse, which would give us added flexibility between the timing of our projects and when we actually do the financing for them.
All right. Any questions from the alderman? I'd entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion to accept.
Second.
Motion and second to accept the resolution designating officials authorized to declare official intent under reimbursement bond regulations. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now we have item number 9, which is the second reading of an ordinance amending Chapter 11 of the Municipal Code to clarify the regulation pertaining to portable storage containers. That's attachment 3. Mr. Terry, can you give us some direction on this, please? Or Adam? I apologize. Mr. Teagan?
Yeah, it was basically approved by the council last month as part of the Plan Commission report, but because that was not a unanimous decision, it had to come back for a second reading.
Right.
Overall, this does apply basically to the pod container type of use that have been popping up in the city. We have been receiving complaints on those that they're being used not just for temporary use, they're showing up and not going away. Our current ordinance does not directly relate or enforce anything on them clearly, so this is being proposed to clarify that they are a temporary use, that they can be there for 60 to 90 days, basically during reconstruction or moving, and that they're not intended to be a storage building long term. So that is what is before you.
All right, thank you. I want to ask. Does anyone in the audience would like to address this? Alderman, any questions or comments? I entertain a motion at this time.
I'll move to accept.
Motion by Kellogg, second by Dolan. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 10 is the Standing Council Committee reports. Our first one is from Mr. Dolan, the Finance and Property Committee meeting held July 12th. Mr. Dolan?
Thank you, Mr. Stack. Fellow alderpersons, city staff, those here present, and those at home, I have 2 reports tonight. First one is the Finance Property Committee met at 5 p.m. on Tuesday, July 12, 2016, in the first floor conference room at City Hall. All members were present. Also attending were Alderperson Furkey, Alderperson Colt, Alderperson Rayom, Mayor Verwink, Joe Terry, Tim DeSorcy, Paul Shabilsky, and Sue Schill. The list of others in attendance is on file in the clerk's office. Item 1, the meeting was called to order. Item 2, request from the Wisconsin Rapids Community Theater for use of the Centralia Center Riverwalk and extend their liquor license for the 1940s canteen themed dinner on August 11, 2016. There was a motion and a second to approve the request made by Wisconsin Rapids Community Theater for use of the Centralia Center Riverwalk and to extend their liquor license for the 1940s canteen themed dinner on August 11, 2016. Motion carried. Item 3, consider a proposal for further repairs to the clock bell tower, specifically for replacement of the landings, stairs, and railings to be paid for with a grant from the Mead Witter Foundation, Inc. Motion and a second to proceed with further repairs to the clock bell tower, specifically for replacement of the landings, stairs, and railings to be paid for with a grant from the Mead Witter Foundation, Inc. Motion carried. Item 4, request from the Central Wisconsin BMX to build a structure, a trophy barn, on land they leased from the city located at 2220 County Highway W. There was a motion and a second to approve the request from the Central Wisconsin BMX to build a structure, a trophy barn, on land they leased from the city located at 2220 County Highway W. Motion carried. Item 5, a request to obtain bids for the West Side Assessor Plat number 28 for the blocks lying between Lion Street and Park Avenue between Robert Street and 2nd Avenue South. There was a motion and a second to obtain bids for the West Side Assessor Plat number 28. Motion carried. Item 6, request to obtain bids for the East Side Assessor Plat number 61 for the blocks lying between Wiley Street and Baker Drive, between 16th Street North and 17th Street North. There was a motion and a second to abate bids for the East Side Assessor Plat 61. The motion carried. Item 7, request to amend the 2016 Public Works Construction Fund projects to add the following parking lots and perform work only if sufficient funds exist. Ben Hansen Park parking lot, Lyon Park parking lot, and City Hall parking lot. There was a motion and a second to approve amending the 2016 Public Works Construction Fund projects to add the parking lots and perform work only if sufficient funds exist. Motion carried. Item 8, consider a $250 sponsorship for the city band's 2016 concert season. There was a motion and a second to approve the $250 sponsorship for the city band's 2016 concert season. Motion carried. Excuse me. Item 9, beverage operator license application. There was a motion and a second to approve beverage operator license application as presented. The motion carried, and that's attachment 1. Item 10, consider approval of a Class A liquor and Class A beer alcohol license application filed by Green Tea Natural Food Market, Inc. for the premises located at 2020 A Street South. There was a motion and a second to approve a Class A liquor and Class A beer alcohol license application filed by Green Tea Natural Food Market for the premises located at 2020 A Street South. That motion carried. Item 11, audit of the bills. There was a motion and a second to approve checks number 63933 through 64241. That motion carried. Item 12, there was a motion and a second to adjourn. The meeting adjourned at 5:24 p.m. Respectfully, Terry Dolan, Chairperson, Greg Hepp, Secretary. Finance and Property Committee met tonight, Tuesday, July 19, 2016, in the first floor conference room at City Hall. All members were present. Also attending were Alderperson Rayom, Alderperson Stack, Paul Fowler, Jim DeSorsi, and John Troutman. Item 1, meeting was called to order at 5:15 p.m. Item 2, review and consider approval of proposals to replace 2 single-axle patrol trucks. There was a motion and a second to purchase 2 tandem axle trucks from B&H Truck for $369,692 with trade-in or auction options as detailed on attachment 1. That motion carried. Item 3, presentation of the City of Wisconsin Rapids 2015 financial audit report by Schenck. There was a motion and a second to accept and approve the city's 2015 financial audit report as presented by Schenck. That motion carried. Item 4, there's a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting. The meeting adjourned at 5:50 p.m. Terry Dolan, Chairperson, Greg Hepp, Secretary. And that, I will look for a motion to adopt these minutes.
Right?
So move.
Second.
Is there a second? Okay. All right, thank you. Does anyone have discussion on any of the items? Seeing no discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 7 ayes and no nays. All right. That moves us on to item, what is that? 12? Yeah, 10B. 10B, our Public Works Committee meeting held on July 12th concerning, Chairman Rayom, present that, please.
Thank you, Jim. Public Works Committee met at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, July 12, 2016, in the first floor conference room at City Hall in Wisconsin Rapids. All members were present. A list of all others present is on file in the clerk's office. Item 1 was to review official map and consider reclassifying 3rd Avenue South from Grand Avenue to Jackson Street from a major arterial to a minor collector street. Motion was made and seconded to reclassify 3rd Avenue South from Grand Avenue to Jackson Street from a major arterial to a minor collector. There was a motion and a second made. There was 2 votes in favor. There was 1 nay by me in the negative, and it has been, the item has been referred to the Planning Commission for reclassification. Item 2, review DPW monthly report. The airport manager, Jeremy Sickler, introduced himself to our committee. Director of Public Works, Joe Terry, shared the monthly report of the Department of Public Works. Item 3, review engineering department project and priority list. The project priority list was reviewed with discussions on available resources to accomplish those projects with department staff. Committee members did not have modifications to the list. Item 4, review and consider Quick Trip's traffic impact analysis and draft developers agreement. Motion was made and seconded to approve Quick Trip's traffic impact analysis and draft developers agreement. Motion carried. There was 2 ayes and 1 nay. Alderperson Rayom voted in the negative. Item number 5, consider approval of the final right-of-way plat for project 6999-03-10, Wisconsin Rapids State Highway 54, 2nd Avenue from Gaynor Avenue to West Riverview Expressway. Motion was made and seconded to approve the final right-of-way plat for project 6999-03-10, Wisconsin Rapids State Highway 54, 2nd Avenue from Gaynor Avenue to West Riverview Expressway, and that motion carried. Item 6, consider approval of Becker Hoppy as the real estate consultant for the 2nd Avenue South project. Motion was made and seconded to approve staff recommendations of Becker Hoppy as the real estate consultant for the 2nd Avenue South project. Item 7, review and consider a preliminary resolution for sanitary and water services, curb and gutter, sidewalk, permanent street surfacing, and concrete driveway approaches on the following projects. A, First Street North from 200 feet north of Poplar Street to the north city limits. Item B, Washington Street from 8th Street North to 13th Street North. Item C, High Street from 13th Street North to 17th Street North. Motion was made and seconded to approve a preliminary resolution for sanitary and water services, curb and gutter, sidewalk, permanent street surfacing, and concrete driveway approaches on the aforementioned projects. That motion carried. Item 8, revisit requirements relating to railroad crossing quiet zones. Requirements and costs related to railroad crossing quiet zones and wayside horns were reviewed. This item will be brought back next month for action on how to proceed with this project. Item 9, review draft municipal project agreements for 2nd Avenue South at Seneca Road Safety Improvement. Motion was made by Alderperson Coth and seconded by Alderperson Rayom to approve the municipal project agreement for 2nd Avenue South at Seneca Road with the Village of Port Edwards. That motion carried. Item 10, review the referral list. The referral list was discussed with the following items removed: 19, 20, 23, 24, 25, and number 26. Item 11, there was a motion to adjourn and a second, and the motion was seconded and the committee adjourned at 7:51 p.m. And that, with your honor, I would move for approval of the report with items, let's see if I can do it this way. 1 and 4 held out, and just comment on 8.
Is there a second to Mr. Rayom's motion?
Did I give the right numbers? Let's see. 1 and 4, yeah.
I'll second it.
Okay, a second by Keller. Then we go into discussion. Oh, yeah, that's correct. At this time, we'll take a vote on the balance of the report. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And now, Mr. Rayom, the floor is yours for
Okay.
item 1 and 4 and 8.
Thank you, Jim.
You're welcome.
I'm really not going to say a lot on either one of these hopefully anyway. Item 1, basically to hold out, it helps one of the parking lots and hurts the other parking lot that's there. And so that's why I voted in the negative the other night, and that's why I held it out this evening, so I can vote no. I'll probably be the only one, I'm sure of that, but I held it out so I could vote no, because of what it does to that other parking lot there. And I have been told that there will be a loss of some parking spaces because of that, so,
All right.
so.
Any further Mr. Furky?
So by continuing to keep that as a major arterial, I think once the road is redone, then neither of those entries would be qualify. Is that correct, Mr. Terry?
That is correct, yes. So the review of this helps maintain access to both of those lots. There are some issues with the lot on the south side, that one entrance is still too close to Jackson, it's too close to the intersection, so there would still need to be some modifications made. But without any change and without any variance, there would be two significant parking lots that would lose access off of Third Avenue there.
Go ahead. Any further discussion from anyone? Hearing none, we'll go into a vote. Oh, pardon me. I want to do 1 and 4 separately. So at this time, I would entertain a motion to approve item number, to approve item 1 on the Public Works Committee meeting of July 12th. Is there so motion?
Motion to approve.
Second? A motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
And the nays were just, okay.
No.
Item 1 passes. The next is item number 4 that Mr. Rayon wanted to discuss, a review and consider Quick Trip's traffic impact analysis. Mr. Rayon?
Okay. Well, I guess from the start, have been against it, not Quick Trip itself, but the safety of citizens there, and my concern of it too. There have been changes, upgrades to that. First question, I guess, it's a question that I have, and it's part of the lead article, and I think in tonight's paper, was street changes and making a driveway the street. Did the council make that driveway a street yet?
Mr. Terry?
No,
Officially, I mean, is it officially a street?
it is not. That is part of the current draft development agreement would be to pursue that.
So that would have to become part of our ordinance.
Correct.
So the driveway will be 60 by 33 feet. Who's going to maintain that?
The maintenance of the intersection itself, like the
No,
stop sign,
our driveway, street driveway, who's going to maintain that?
well, the city could plow the apron, but it most likely would be taken care of.
Our crew should be taking care of that. It's a city street. Our crew should be plowing that.
Well,
Our crew should be plowing that street. And at the end of that street should be a dead-end sign. Go across the street and down a couple blocks. There's a dead-end sign where that street ends. There should be a dead-end sign at where that street ends.
the reason for the recommendation to.
I know what the reason for the recommendation is. So traffic from that gas station, can get out, because they don't have no right-of-way to get on that street. They don't have no right-of-way to get on the street until we made a street there.
That's not sure that would be an accurate statement. The the development could exist with a typical commercial entrance, like,
Well, it can exist, I ain't saying that.
like the other Quick Trips in town.
Sure, I ain't saying it can't exist as a regular driveway.
Right, so the.
As a street, gives them a right to enter, just as across the street, they stop and enter.
That's correct.
And across the street, they're gonna have to stop and look both ways, and they can enter traffic.
And-
Without it becoming a street, across the street on Dewey has the right of way all the time over that one if it was just a driveway.
That's correct. And staff felt that that would create confusion because it looks.
Yeah, that'd back up that driveway. The Quick Trip would be surrounded with cars, I'd never get out of there. Look like, it'd be a roundup there. We're creating streets that, this is, this is gonna pass, I know that, it's unbelievable. This has gotta be one of the biggest, and I've been around this place a long time. This has gotta be one of the biggest things, biggest. In my 24 years, this has gotta be one of the biggest ones that we have, that I've seen us come up with of rolling over. This has got to be one of the biggest.
Mr. Terry?
When we come up with, and we do it, and we do the agreement, and we didn't even make it a street yet. And then, how's it going to be, who maintains it? And then it only goes so far. Dewey Street's gonna have, how many legs to it? Comes up from the hospital to Lincoln Street, it makes that short left leg, then it makes a right leg, then it goes down and makes a right, then it makes a left, and it's at 8th Street. But now it's gonna come up to Lincoln Street, and you can go straight. People that don't know where they're going, they could end up at the Quick Trip. So, anyway, that's my thing with that. I'm going to vote against it. That's really, I think, and I think with that, I think before the final okay, I think, you know, there's a project being talked about down the hill there at an expansion of the hospital, more traffic being considered. They're saying traffic increasing by 3 times on Lincoln Street on that corner with Quick Trip, with the hospital, with the increase in traffic. So what is being done, is that going to be enough? Is that going to be enough to handle all the increase in traffic? It's being talked about, big things being done at Witterfield that could attract a great number of people. Would that would add a lot more people, I think, to that intersection, possibly. So I think we're, you know, I'm not saying Quick Trip can't be there. I don't have the answer, really. And I'm not really making a joke about it. I don't want to, I am, but I'm not. But I don't think we're doing it enough. I don't think we're making it, I think we're going to be doing more in a few years, instead of the whole thing being done right the first time. I just, that's what my feelings, and that's why I'm opposed to it, so.
All right, thank you. Mr. Terry, you had a comment.
Yes, I just wanted to clarify for the public and for the members of the council that weren't at the committee meeting. The reason for the recommendation to add essentially the east leg of that intersection at Dewey and Lincoln as part of the street right-of-way is because it is a unique situation. It becomes a cross intersection. And if it remains a commercial entrance, it's a T intersection, and the people that would be leaving the Quick Trip might not understand that they don't have any rights. The rights belong to the traffic on Dewey. So there's no objective to extend that street further east other than the edge of the right-of-way. It just adds that fourth leg to the intersection, and it becomes a standard four-leg intersection. It's basically still a commercial entrance, but it's officially an intersection so that if there is an accident, it's easy for the police department to determine what's going on. It's easier for traffic because it's a four-leg intersection's commonplace. Dewey would not extend to the east any further than the end of the right-of-way that currently exists. It just adds that leg to the intersection. As far as the additional traffic and some concerns there, if you take a real close look at the traffic impact analysis, it indicates that traffic triples. But what does that really mean? Left turn movements, for example, worst case scenario can triple. That's less than a vehicle a minute. It's 50 vehicles per hour. It's a minute and 12 seconds between vehicles. It's not a high number. And so the results of that traffic impact analysis identify that there are some minor modifications that could be made to enhance safety, and those modifications are included in the draft developers agreement, and that is for left turn arrow for eastbound on the expressway, and that's proposed to be paid for by Quick Trip, and then we're proposing that the city then also pay for a flashing yellow as a permitted left turn, both for eastbound and westbound. So they're fairly minor changes, but there weren't warrants for anything major there. This particular project is being looked at, the timing of the signal lights all the way along the expressway, in conjunction with some proposed development by Aspirus. And if there are additional safety needs, they would be addressed separately. This development agreement, if it's approved, would be in place. That Quick Trip isn't causing additional development anywhere else, and that any additional development would be, those agreements would be done separately. So, so staff certainly feels that this agreement is fair. It's a fair partnership between the developer and the city, and that's where it's at. So I hope that offers some clarification.
Mr. Allen?
If the increase 3 times is so minimal, why do we have to make that one side a street? Why can't it just be a driveway if that increase 3 times is so minimal? Why do we have to make it a street?
Essentially, the only reason for that is because if people come to a four-leg intersection, that's what they're used to, right? I mean, if you pull up to an intersection and you stop, you expect...
Is there going to be a stop sign on that side where we're making a street?
The Quick Trip exit, there'd be a stop sign from Quick Trip onto Lincoln, yes.
Okay.
Any further discussion by anyone? Mr. Sturflu?
The development agreement in the packet here, this has been signed or it will be?
Will be. It
Okay.
would follow our action tonight, typically.
Okay, and Mr. Terry already pointed it out, but I know the left arrow phasing, looks like the developer's paying for that 100%, and then half of the other adjustments, so That was the only question I had, thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Furky?
Thank you. So the exit, the north exit out of Quick Trip onto Lincoln Street will look like a four-way intersection with 4 90-degree corners. With a looking intersection like that, if the exit is not designated a street, traffic heading east on Dewey from the hospital, when they reach Lincoln Street, has all the right-of-way. So a car leaving Quick Trip, turning left or going straight, could turn or travel in front of a vehicle heading east onto Dewey, and that car would be at fault. The traffic heading east on Dewey has all right-of-way there, rather than any traffic heading west out of the Quick Trip. That is why the designation for a street. As far as Dewey Street being staggered, it's staggered now before a shovel is in the ground. So I guess I wouldn't put a lot of stock in that. And I sure want to say to Quick Trip, I appreciate your patience with us. You have bent over backwards, forwards for us. And I'm thankful that you've let us work through our struggles. Thank you.
Is there anyone else would like to comment? Mr. Kellogg?
The Dewey intersection is a concern I had initially, plus the design of the Quick Trip, but I accept that and it looks nice. I don't have any qualms now. I think the engineering department has looked at it. I think maybe the signage of leaving Quick Trip, having a sign that you need to yield to oncoming traffic, because that you have to respect the traffic coming east on Dewey. And if there is some future problems, and there may be with Witter, a field, and other things, I have a feeling that we'll be able to adjust appropriately. And I appreciate Quick Trip and their patience in the postponing and the dialogue that we've had, but I have no qualms with it, and I just wanted to pass that on.
All right, thank you. Any other? Mr. Koth?
I just want to know if there's anyone in the audience that wanted to speak on the issue. Okay.
All right, seeing none at this time, I'd entertain a motion to approve item number 4 of the Public Works Committee of July 12th.
Make a motion to approve item number 4.
Second.
Motion been made and second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thomas report is no. And then, Mr. Aom, you wanted to discuss for a moment item 8.
Turn it on. Now you can, I hope. The committee's going to have this on our agenda next month. It's about the railroad and quiet zones. It is fairly, or quite expensive to go through. So just alerting people who live along the tracks. First, we're talking about the west side. So you may want to come to our committee meeting, which is the first Tuesday in August at 6 o'clock in the conference room on the first floor here. So we're going to make a decision on if we move forward with this or put it in the background. Tell somebody that wants to bring it back again, I guess. So just let everybody know. Thanks.
Thank you, Tom. With Mayor Bruwink present, I will turn the rest of the meeting over to Mayor.
I was thinking, Jim, you're gonna get out of here almost in lightning speed tonight. Maybe you should chair more of these things. All right, so we've disposed of the Public Works Committee report, as I understand? Okay, Great.
Down to human
Okay, we'll move into
resources.
item C, the Human Resources Committee, and then we'll move back up to the top of the agenda to cover the report and the acknowledgement.
No, that was for discussion only.
Advisory only. Go ahead, you can run with the Human Resources Committee meeting real quick. That's a short one.
Sure. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, all who are attending tonight. The Human Resources Committee met July 12th at 4 p.m. in the third floor conference room. Alderpersons Ferkey, Kellogg, Stack were present. Also, Human Resources Director Beth Buchanowitz, Joe Terry, Joe Eichstead, Tom Lux, Jesse Austin, Travis Plowman, Kurt Hoyer, Randy Jans, Cassandra Bocart, and Jake Mathias. Item 1 was called to order at 4 p.m. Item 2, review and approve the changes to the public access coordinator job description and department title. The public access coordinator, Tom Lux, presented the proposed changes to the public access coordinator job description and department title. A motion was made by Alderperson Kellogg and seconded by Alderperson Ferkey to approve the changes to the public access coordinator job description, including changing the job title to multimedia coordinator and the department title from the River Cities Community Access to Wisconsin Rapids Community Media. See attachment 1. That motion carried. Item number 3 was to review and approve an active shooter/intruder policy. A motion was made by Alderperson Ferkey and seconded by Alderperson Stack to approve an active shooter/intruder policy. See attachment 2, and that motion carried. Item number 4 was to review and approve a contract for GIS services. A motion was made by Alderperson Ferkey, seconded by Alderperson Kellogg, to approve the hiring of a temporary employee to provide GIS services as needed. His wages will not exceed $2,000. That motion carried, 2 ayes and 1 nay. And item number 5 was adjournment. We adjourned at 4:54 p.m. With that, I would submit the Human Resources meeting minutes for your approval.
Motion by Ferkey, second by Stack. Any discussion on the minutes of the Human Resources Committee held July 12th? Hearing and seeing none, we'll move into a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes unanimously. Now that we've disposed of item number 10, we'll move back up to item number 6, which is my report. Good evening, Alderpersons, officially, and those joining us here at home, tonight or watching from home. Thanks to Alderperson Stack for getting our meeting well underway. I'm going to reorganize my report tonight and start by acknowledging Mr. Jim Borski for an appreciation for his 32 years of service to the city of Wisconsin Rapids. He's nearing his final working days here at the city before his official retirement later this year. And so I would invite Jim up to the podium, followed by a brief recognition with a certificate of appreciation. Jim, you want to join us? Lynn, thanks for joining him tonight for moral support and for your support for the years. Jim, do you want to? Sure. Podium first. Yes, sure. I suspected you had a few things you'd like to say.
Not much. I just want to say thanks for all the years I've been here. I appreciated working with all the different departments, and I'm going to miss the interaction that we had. I'd especially like to thank the men and handful of women who made up the street department staff over the last 30 years. With very few exceptions, they've made my job easy by coming to work with the ability and attitudes that it takes to get our work done. The city can be proud of their staff at the garage, both street and parks department, and know they're capable of whatever is needed of them. Thank you.
we know our streets and our parks are a better place for Jim's efforts, and we know that we'll miss him around the city in all of our interactions. So thanks again, Jim, for all you've done for the city and over the years. Okay, back to the rest of the report. The Mayor's Youth Council met last week to recap Kids to Park Day and are continuing their work on getting the aquatic survey results that they conducted of their youth out to the public. They've been working on videos, letters, and presentations, which we'll all be able to see in the coming days. And a few of them will be on the radio tomorrow morning with Carl Hilke during the morning report at 10 a.m. So tune in for an update on that item, as well as an update from Joe Terry, Director of Public Works, on the planned implementation of the recycling program, which is a topic that I think many residents are still maybe questioning and wanting clarification on. I know we all maybe gotten a few calls on that, but Joe will be there taking public's calls and providing an update on that subject. On downtown property redevelopments and updates, on August 3rd, we expect to officially and formally take ownership of the former Good Time Charlie's property. We're also planning an event to take place, I believe, August 26th, the last Tuesday of August, in partnership with the Chamber of Commerce, which will serve as a business after hours at the site of the Triangle. So save the date for that. We'll have live entertainment and food vendors. And then we're going to pair it up with the following lunch event to take place as a food court style sort of event in the Triangle area to sort of give folks that live and work near the downtown or downtown the opportunity to experience what we expect ultimately will come at that site with redevelopment. So the last, I believe, Tuesday in August is the event, and then followed by a lunch event on Wednesday. Next Tuesday night, we'll present the options from the YMCA as well as Burbach, the outdoor aquatics consultant who has been tasked with providing general scope and general conceptual designs for the city. We will present these options and items to the public. The event will be a presentation in nature with a public opinion invited through various channels that we'd expect, whether it's calling your alderperson, contacting my office or myself, sending a note or writing a letter, sending an email, etc. And then the next definite meeting to deliberate and discuss aquatics, as I understand, that's been scheduled for the council, will take place at the August City Council meeting. I'm not sure following that meeting if Alderperson or Council President Stack wishes to convene a special meeting of the whole, or if we have a special council meeting, certainly an option, but want to make sure folks know next Tuesday at 6 p.m. at the library in the auditorium is the set time and date for us to have the presentation to the public on those options. On June 30th, Aspirus revealed investments it will make in the next 2 years, spending $25 million in the community to pay for a new, larger emergency room and a new family birthplace center. It will also remodel its current facility to house a new cardiovascular institute and provide extra clinic space for more specialists throughout the next year. This benefits the community tremendously. Obviously, with the expanded access to quality health care for our area residents, more health care spending will remain here, and people can receive care closer to home. We also expect to see an increase in direct construction jobs as a result, and long-term permanent employment as well. Obviously, there was some discussion related to the Quick Trip development, so I don't need to touch on that much. Next week, the American Heroes Cafe will host another Medal of Honor recipient at their venue at the Centralia Center on Wednesday morning. Last week, they honored those serving in protective service capacities, Sheriff's Department, as well as the local police department and other jurisdictions to honor those who keep us safe every day. Tomorrow morning, we'll have the honor of hosting Senator Tammy Baldwin here to talk about riverfront legislation that she's introduced on the federal level, which we want to make sure that she's fully aware of what we are planning, not only on our riverfront, but also private developments surrounding the waterfront, our Triangle project, to name a few. And so we'll have that, nice to have her in the community and inform her what's going on. With that, that ends my report, and we'll move into the next item on our agenda, which I understand 7's been disposed of. So we'll move on to item number 11, which is miscellaneous reports. Item 1 is the Wisconsin Rapids Housing Authority held May 25th. Item 2, the Park and Recreation Commission held June 29th. Item 3, the Wisconsin Rapids Fire Department monthly report for June. Item 4, Southwood County Airport Commission held June 9th. Item 5, the Wisconsin Rapids Police and Fire Commission held June 7th and 8th. And number 6, the Committee of the Whole held July 11th. Council members, what are your wishes regarding those reports?
Motion approved.
We have a motion to approve by Zerflu. Is there a second? Second by Dolan. Any discussion on the reports? Seeing none, we'll move into a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carried unanimously. Item number 12, referral of items to committees or council. Nothing is listed. Are there referrals? Alderperson Stack.
Yes, we have a light, as you see, it goes out, comes on. I'd like to see that fixed before next meeting.
We can handle that. The ghost of City Hall.
Yes.
We'll add that to the list of the temperature fluctuations that's throughout City Hall. Make sure we can get that fixed. It's comfortable in here tonight. Any referral of communication to committees? All right. Seeing none, move into item 13, adjournment. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Stand adjourned. Thank you all for being here and those joining us here tonight.